most of us, what do we rely on? We rely on our cable company, maybe our telephone company, etc., etc. Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Good afternoon, I should say. I like good morning anyways. It's a better greeting, isn't it, than good afternoon or good evening or good night. So good morning, everybody. Craig Peterson here on WGAN and, of course, online at craigpeterson.com. We are also putting all of the show up on YouTube and Facebook. And you'll find all of that, if you dig a little bit, over on craigpeterson.com. So hopefully you'll be able to check it out over there. Now, we have really seen a lot of security problems this week. You might even call it kind of the week of security problems. So to start out with just a quick reminder, get everything patched up. Major problems with Microsoft this week and Firefox as well. Now, the Microsoft problem was so severe that they released a patch for Windows the same day that the bug was announced. So they kept everything under wraps, which is really how they try and do it typically. Someone will report it, and usually they'll give 30 to 90 days to the vendor to get it fixed before they kind of open source it, before they tell the world about it. Because they obviously want the vendor to fix the problem, if it's a white hat guy, right? And they, this time, of course, had the NSA involved, and they did wait until Microsoft had it patched. But sometimes these vendors, they'll sit on it for 6 months or more. And so the guys that discovered it say, okay, forget about it. We're just going to go ahead. We're going to release it out into the wild. We're going to let everybody know. And then you can usually expect attacks within a month after that happens. So make sure you patch up and patch up soon. And obviously that means you should have automatic updates turned on. But we're going to be talking about that too in this some of this training that's coming up here for this course. This is going to be phenomenal, let me tell you. But some of the free training, we're going to talk a little bit about that. We can't obviously do this on the radio because I want to show you screenshots and where to go and what to do and how to do it. But make sure you have that all turned on, okay? So now let's talk about our next article of the week. And this also has to do with the security problem. Now, if you are a listener to any of the radio shows that I'm on, if you listen to Jeepers, all over New England, any of these stations, you know this week I was talking about this problem with cable modems. And there are some huge issues with them. And, you know, we got to be careful when it comes to our networks, because that's how the bad guys get in. And once they're in, whether they came in on your network or they came in on that little thumb drive that you stuck in the computer, or maybe they came in some other way, no matter how they came in, what we found is they use the network to spread. So what kind of network stuff can you get? What should you do? And most of us, what do we rely on? We rely on our cable company, maybe our telephone company, etc., etc. So I'm pulling up right now. I'm just checking some pricing, really active here on my computer. What should you get? So first of all, this chipset that's used by a number of different major vendors out there, including Compol, Netgear, Sagecom, Technicolor. They have 10 different models that the researchers have found are vulnerable, which is not a good thing. And right now we know of over 200 million cable modems that are affected. So this means if you're a small business, and man, we know a lot of these guys that just get a cable modem because it's cheaper, right? It's going to save a couple $100 a month, as opposed to getting fiber coming in with real professional gear. Yeah, the professional gear is going to cost you more, but what's ultimately going to cost you more? Getting hacked, right? Because 20% of the businesses have filed for bankruptcy in less than a week. What's really going to save you money? But, there's also the problem of you don't know what to do or how to do it. And that's why I have these courses to explain it. But with 200 million cable modems that are open right now, This is an absolutely huge deal. So I've got an article up on my website talking about this that I got from Forbes.com. They don't require any authorization, these cable modems, to analyze what they call their analyzer. And they have two more of these vendors used undeniably awful combination of this software and usernames and passwords. And they use Spectrum for the username and the password to be able to get into these. So a very big deal. So what do I recommend? I have a lot of this in my course, right? The DIY course that I did last year. It's almost been a year, I think, since I did that course. But what I'm recommending right now for most people in their homes is something, get out a pencil, a piece of paper, text it to yourself, whatever you might need to do. It's called a Netgear Orbi, O-R-B-I. Now, you can find these things at the big box retailers. You can buy it from Amazon. You can get them all over the place. Now, I don't like the Google stuff because I don't trust Google. Netgear has not been the best when it comes to security stuff. So they came out. That's the main reason they came out with this thing. The Orbi allows you to have your main unit that plugs into the cable modem. And now that from that main unit, you can have, using a mesh network is what it's called, you can have other Orbi devices around the house, so you get really good coverage. Now, in this day and age where everybody's streaming, the kids have streaming televisions in their rooms. Hopefully, you're not using the built-in smart TV functions, but you have an external little smart box, right? But the kids have them in their room, so you need more bandwidth. If you're seeing jerkiness when you're watching videos and having troubles on the internet, that's probably why. And you may only be using the old-fashioned networks, the 2.4 gigahertz stuff as opposed to the 5 gigahertz stuff. Orbi kind of takes care of all of this for you. Now, it is not cheap. It is also not professional grade. If you're a business, you should not be using this. You should be moving up to the better Cisco stuff. Now, thank goodness Cisco got rid of the low-end line. Cisco had bought, I think it was Netgear actually, and some of their low-end equipment, and they can cause confusion in the industry because people saying, "Oh, I got Cisco." Well, no, really, actually, what you got was a home-based router, firewall, whatever it was. So the small businesses, medium, particularly in large businesses, you should have a Cisco network. Juniper doesn't have anywhere near the security stuff. Palo Alto networks, nowhere near the security stuff. Cisco is 100% it. Okay, so count me on this. But anyways, back to the home users and the real small business like small office, home office. This Netgear Orbi tri-band whole home mesh Wi-Fi system is probably what you want. 3 gigabits a second speed. It's very good. It's this particular model I'm looking at right now on Amazon is called an RBK50. It's a router and extender, covers up to 5,000 square feet. This is a 2-pack, and it is right now, looks like they're selling it for $286 for the pair. So you get the main unit, and then you get also another unit that is part of the mesh system that kind of expands the coverage and gives you the coverage you need in this day and age, right? Because we have so much that's going on via the internet. So this works with all internet providers. It's saying replace your existing Wi-Fi router and extender, compatible with any internet provider, including cable, satellite, fiber, DSL, and more. It has wired Ethernet ports, parental controls. You can pause device internet access. You can view history usage, filter websites for free, set online time limits, schedule device internet access, and more for $5 a month. They have advanced cyber threat protection. Now, it's not ATP. It's not the real commercial advanced threat protection, but this is better than you're getting from the cable company, okay? Advanced cyber threat protection, what they call Netgear Armor, and this is something that Bitdefender has provided. Bitdefender, you probably know, is something I like. It's network-wide antivirus, anti-malware, fraud, phishing, ransomware security on an unlimited number of devices, and it comes with a free 30-day trial. And this is $70 a year for that service. Now, you're paying per year. Like if you're a business and you buy equipment from us, you are paying monthly, and every year we at least, right, we do major software upgrades, we keep the hardware up to date. And because we're using the professional stuff from Cisco, they're taking literally hundreds of millions of endpoints. They're watching what's going on, and we're providing updates hourly for the commercial gear, okay? So this is really quite good. It's using MuMimo. I'm not a big Mimo fan. Smart Connect for one Wi-Fi name, beamforming technologies, which is primo. What that means is it actually aims the signal at the device so that it's not kind of stomping over itself and stomping all over other devices, which is just fantastic. It has WPA2 wireless security protocol, which is the lowest you want to use. It's really quite good. Includes guest Wi-Fi access, DOS, which is denial of service, firewall, VPN, and more. Now, here's why I say guest Wi-Fi is really good. You know how I'm always talking about how you've got to be careful when it comes to your Internet of Things devices, like your Amazon Echo or your light bulbs or whatever. What you do when you set them up is you configure them to go onto your guest Wi-Fi network, which can still have a password. And then they cannot easily get onto your main Wi-Fi network and go after your computers. So there you go, some actionable stuff. We learned that cable modems just aren't what they're cut up to be, especially the ones we get from the cable company. I've got some courses that go into a lot of detail on this, but if you're kind of a techie person, you can probably figure this out. And I brought up that at least right now, I still like this Netgear Orbi. It is a great little device, and I'm seeing it at this very minute over on Amazon. Okay, I'm on the Amazon Business site, by the way. At Amazon Business, they're selling it for $286. So, good deal all the way around. Stick around, listen to Craig Peterson on WGAN, and we'll be right back.